You're listening to Sister Stargazers, celestial and terrestrial observations and advice from two real-life sisters. Welcome, fellow Stargazers. Your sisters are in the house. Hello, Jude.
Hi, Sarah. We are ready.
We are ready for episode 37, which will cover Sunday, May 22nd through Saturday, May 28th. And the theme for this week is think things through. And we're going to delve into these aspects that are encouraging us to encourage everyone out there to give a lot of thought before action this week. So where should we start?
Yeah, we could back up just a couple of days because I know we start usually on Sundays.
True.
And go through the week. But I just want to send out a shout out to all the Geminis out there because the sun moved into Gemini on Friday the 20th. Saturday the 21st, Mercury joined the sun in Gemini as the Mercury's retrograding back into Taurus. So this would have created, or maybe you felt like a surge of confidence in your ideas or your methods of processing thought or communicating or information integrated more completely, or maybe you're coming to an understanding of some kind that you didn't have before. So this is all part of what Mercury does when it meets up with the sun. And when it meets up with the sun as a retrograde, it can also bring up ideas that haven't been explored in a while, or that you've thought of and that were discarded or maybe put on a shelf, but that now are viable or coming up again.
Okay. Coming
up to light to be shined on by the sun and spiffed up and pulled out and put into some action.
Okay.
So, but this also, it can give you a sense of being ready. You know, Mercury moving past the sun, like something's coming up and it could feel very urgent.
Okay.
But this whole week has some cautionary notes, and that's kind of where we're heading as we roll out into the 22nd, starting on the 22nd. So
yes.
So Mars is at the end of Pisces, and it's about ready to move into Aries, its home sign. It's at its best in Aries. It's been 2 years since it was in Aries. Takes about 2 years for Mars to circle around the zodiac. So Mars will sextile Pluto. And in that case, Pluto's in Capricorn and is making its way out.
Slowly.
Eventually.
Yeah, still there.
But Mars sextile Pluto is like, it's saying, go for it, go for it, go for it. Make those changes, build that case, build that, argument, build that structure, build it, go. You've got the power, you've got the energy. And coming off of that Sun conjunct Mercury, rolling into this Pluto sextile Mars configuration, you might feel like you've got a lot of power to start something. But at the same time that Pluto's making that sextile, Mercury is retrograding back into Taurus.
Yeah.
So it's going to say, well, maybe we need to think about it a little bit more.
Yeah.
So there's this push-pull aspect to the week.
Asking, is this what's really important? Are you sure that's what's really important?
Right, because Mars is saying, let's do it. Let's go. I'm ready. I'm all fired up. I've eaten my Wheaties.
Right.
And, I'm talking with Pluto about all the stuff that could be transformed.
Yeah.
And I want to do it and I'm ready for it. But then, Mercury's going back into Taurus, backing up into Taurus, and is feeling like trying to be a little more solid.
Yeah. Yep.
So Mercury was just in Gemini, its home sign. And, feeling, again, itself all fired up, so all these ideas or this facilitation or these, discussions, all of that is now time to just back up a little bit and say, okay, well, maybe not so fast.
Okay.
Monday, the sun will sextile Jupiter, which is, a big boost of some kind. So the sun is in Gemini, it sextiles Jupiter over in Aries.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a great boost of confidence. Again, wanting you to move forward, wanting you to shine. Mercury will sextile Mars. So
Okay.
this is, again, another positive, vocal, communicating thought processes moving, everything's kind of moving forward. So the Monday, the 23rd could be really great for gathering more information, for sorting out ideas, and for even starting an action plan, not actually making those steps.
Action plan.
Yeah.
Yes. That's a good distinction.
Because Mercury is retrograde, and then the sun is in Gemini, sextiling Jupiter in Aries. So there is a lot of sense of this wanting to move forward. Let's get on with it. But Mercury retrograde is going to be saying, hey, like Mercury in Taurus, like, let's take it slow. Let's plan it out. And that would really be your best course of action.
Yes. Okay.
On Tuesday, Mars moves into Aries. It's like this, gush forward. It just wants to charge ahead. But the moon is conjunct Neptune that day. It's just a good day to just sit with some ideas. Venus sextile Saturn. Venus is in Aries. And, sextiling Saturn in Aquarius. Again, these ideas are kind of bubbling up. You're kind of feeling the urge to take action on them, but the action might be the design phase.
Right. Yes. Putting things on paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the actual implementation phase.
Yep.
So this is just a kind of splitting hairs kind of distinction, but I think it's really important because we really are supporting this theme of thinking things through. So thinking things through can be planning, it can be designing, it can be coming up with a flow chart, it can be
weighing options.
Yeah, it can be pricing things out, it can be going to the store and like trying to figure out which dishwasher you want.
Strategizing. Yes. Oh, here's plan A, B, and C.
What are the benefits? What are the threats and opportunities?
Pros and cons.
Yeah. So that's really, with all these planets moving, changing sign, right?
Yes.
Mercury's changing sign into Taurus. Mars is changing sign, moving into Aries. Venus at the end of the week on Saturday will be changing sign, moving into Taurus as well. There's quite a lineup in Taurus right now, and in Aries right now. So there's just a lot of this impetus to switch things up and to change.
Yeah.
But I think it's really wise to just think things through.
Yep.
Wednesday, Mercury trines Pluto. So again, this opportunity to rethink things. Thinking with new, Pluto's bringing up some opportunities to think a little deeper about the process that you're thinking about or the plan that you're making. So Pluto will offer Mercury some additional considerations.
Yeah.
What might this look like? What might that look like? Thursday's pretty quiet. And then Friday we have Venus square Pluto.
Wow.
Which is just another Pluto opportunity.
Yes, right.
To just kind of look at how this might transform you, how this might transform your sense of aesthetic, your sense of design, how you might redesign with a more holistic approach or a more comprehensive approach or an approach that's more transformative. And then Venus moves into Taurus. So there's a lot of kind of concentration on the movement this week, kind of the urge to like get things started, but it can be in the planning, not so much in the implementation. That's the biggest piece of this week that I wanted to express through the astrology.
Especially because with Mars moving into Aries, its home sign, it may feel like you're ready to take action, but part of taking action is having the plan.
Yeah.
And making sure your ducks are in their little proverbial row. You'd mentioned something when we were discussing off mic about this amplification of noise and things feeling unclear. Is that the Mercury retrograde component?
Yeah, plus with the planets changing signs. Yeah. So you've got, Venus changing sign, personal planet, Mars changing sign, personal planet, and then Mercury changing sign, personal planet. They're shifting.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of kind of shifting of attitude, shifting of feeling. It's almost like a seasonal shift in a way. it's the way you react. It's the environment that you express through. So you might be seeing things differently by the end of the week.
Right.
You might be seeing things that you hadn't seen before.
Yep.
And that also supports the Mercury retrograde, that you're renewing, you're revisiting, you're rethinking some of the things that you maybe didn't consider earlier that are being brought up now.
This might be a good segue to mention the card that came out today, which is the High Priestess. And this is the Rider-Waite deck of this figure sitting between two pillars. And we had talked about that it's sort of taking time to reflect on the options that are available or the decision you might feel quite literally between, and taking that time for inner reflection, to consider the options, to weigh the options, to examine the duality of what you are experiencing, and going within to sort of find that inner truth or reevaluate what it is important to you before just jumping and going and flying in one direction.
Yeah, that's well said, Sarah. The High Priestess sits between two columns. So she's in a doorway, basically, in a portal.
Yeah, a portal.
And she's on the threshold.
Yeah.
And she's not moving.
Yeah.
And she has this scroll that's on her lap, kind of rolling down to her feet. And she's contemplative.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
She's not moving.
Yeah, there's a stillness, a calmness, a deliberateness. She also has the moon under her feet. Is there any significance there?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the moon is our emotional nature, and having that support, the moon is supporting her. She's basically removed herself, in some ways from the situation.
Well, to look at it objectively.
Yeah.
Which is also the other card that did come out is the Six of Swords, which we talked about. It's a journey in kind of a raft, literally removing yourself, that if you are part of heated conversation, big decision making, maybe you just remove yourself to find a quieter area, to seek a different destination where you can get clear. I don't know anything else about the Six of Swords that might be relevant.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The Six of Swords is kind of an overload. It's just from the Five of Swords with all of the conflict. It's trying to move away, and it's not a happy card. There's no real joy in it. It's, two figures in a boat kind of hunched over and being basically ferried by another figure behind them who is kind of poling the water. So the water is shallow. It's not like this person has a paddle. It's almost like the gondola. It's just a small boat that is pushing off, and the swords are in the boat. I mean, they're not leaving anything behind. Yeah. They're basically carrying the swords with them. The swords are the thoughts, the arguments, the things that are not resolved, that can't be resolved with thought, Right. So they're taking leave with all their baggage, basically, to a quieter place. And this is a very busy. There's a lot of personal planets
shifting.
Yes, that's that shifting that's going on. And the personal planets are making aspects to the larger outer planets. So, these aspects to Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter are all bigger collective kinds of issues that are personal, where we can plug in personally to these bigger collective issues of our time, of our week here. But I would urge like a quiet time, some kind of quiet space, some kind of retreat.
Yeah. Okay, very good.
That's it.
Well, and if you're able to get outside, I think that the idea of connecting with nature in a quiet way, finding some sunshine, taking a walk, anything that you can do to connect with nature will help as well to kind of calm the noise.
Right.
I like to have a cat on my lap. That's a very calming.
I like to hug a basset hound.
That's right. Hug a basset hound, go for a walk. Should we promote our new endeavor, or should we wait?
Yeah, why not? You have a new A new project.
We have a new
We're very
project.
excited
Yeah,
about.
very excited. Talking about getting your ducks in a row. This week, we're working on getting some ducks in a row for a new project. It's going to be a live half-hour call-in radio show as part of WMPG 90.9 FM, which you can listen to online live Monday nights at 7 p.m. starting June 6th. So we will continue to promote that new endeavor, but we're super excited. Another way to bring you Sister Stargazers.
Yeah, this is going to be great. We can also field any questions you might have if you want to pop them into the Facebook page here, or email us at connect@sisterstargazers.com, and we can feature your question on the air in case we don't get a call in for the half-hour show.
Yeah, we will share more details soon, and look forward to talking with you next week.
Thanks, everybody. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Sister Stargazers. Let us know what worked for you this week. Find us on Facebook and post a comment at Sister Stargazers.